హలో స్టూడెంట్స్, ఈరోజు కొత్త టాపిక్ ఒకటి డిస్కస్ చేసుకుందామండి, చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. సో టుడేస్ టాపిక్ ఈజ్ యాన్షియంట్ యూనివర్సిటీస్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా. జనరల్గా యాన్షియంట్ యూనివర్సిటీస్ అని చెప్పినప్పుడు యూట్యూబ్లో అవ్వచ్చు లేదా ఎక్కువగా సోషల్ మీడియాలో వాట్ యు సీ ఈజ్ దట్ మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద టైమ్ నార్త్ ఇండియన్ యూనివర్సిటీస్ ఆర్ బీయింగ్ షోన్. టుడే ఇన్ దిస్ టాపిక్ వీ విల్ కవర్ బోత్ North Indian centers or like universities in ancient India belonging to North India, as well as universities or learning centers from South India as well. Right? So let's begin with the session. So coming to the introduction part, see, India was home to numerous ancient universities. The ancient Indian period was very, culturally, if you see literature-wise, culture-wise, education-wise, like even medicine-wise, astronomy-wise, mathematics-wise, like in various scenarios, you see, ancient India was a flourishing civilization, right? So therefore, various universities are also established at different locations, like spread across length and breadth of India. Then these centers of learning attracted scholars from Asia and beyond. Like mainly, when we say Asia, it is like China or maybe Myanmar or Southeast Asian countries, and maybe from Japan as well. So various people from Asia and even other countries, like the people visited for education purposes. Education policy in ancient India was closely related to religion. Yes, definitely, because ancient India, religion was the prime, important factor in the society. Therefore, education was also woven around this particular religious factors. So, two systems of education we see in the ancient period, specifically the Vedic education and the Buddhist education. Vedic education was happening in various gurukulas, and Buddhist education was happening in various monasteries established in different places, right? So these mostly focused on Vedic studies, Buddhism, grammar, medicine. Such type of topics were discussed in Indian universities or education centers, right? So first and the foremost, what we see is the Takshashila or Takshila University, right? This Takshila University, the time period you can see is the 6th century BC to 5th century BC, the period of its establishment, right? Again, present day, like location currently where it is near Rawalpindi in Pakistan. The founder of this university is believed to be the Kuru prince Duryodhana. He's very famous, right? So we've been listening to a lot of stories regarding Duryodhana. So a mythical leader, a mythical ruler, prince, right? So what are the important features? If we see, considered one of the world's first residential universities. So Takshashila University is considered as first university where people, where disciples, or you can say students, resided there itself solely for the purpose of education, like function like modern day education hub. Teachers and students from various parts of the world were present here. Like what subjects were taught? If we see the Vedas, right? Vedas were taught here. Grammar, philosophy, Ayurveda, politics, right? All these things were taught here. Who were the famous scholars here? If you see, Chanakya, who is also called as Kautilya. Then Charaka, who has written Charaka Samhita, which is related to Ayurveda. Then Panini, who has drafted grammar, Therefore, again, most important book, Arthashastra, written by Chanakya. Right? A lot of times we listen about Arthashastra. Right? It's also have been, it's said that it is said to be composed in particular Takshashila University here. Right? Specifically, there is nothing like a central administration. Teachers were autonomous in their, syllabus and teaching. There was nothing like a certificate type of thing that we see today. Or generally, this particular university was destroyed by Huns in the 5th century CE. Right, when Huns invaded India, they have destroyed this particular university. And coming to the next university, we see the Nalanda University. Very famous, very popular. We've been listening to this a lot of times, right? We all know Nalanda is in Bihar, India. It existed from 5th century to 12th century, right? Specifically, Kumaragupta, one who belonged to Gupta Empire, established this university, or maybe patron, right? Features, if you see, the first large residential university with dormitories. So residential, this was also residential, but having separate dormitories. Over 10,000 students and 2,000 teachers were present here during its peak, or the topmost period. International reputation attracted students from Tibet, China, Korea, and Central Asia as well. Right? And what subjects were taught here? If we see, Mahayana Buddhism, logic, grammar, medicine, mathematics, Sanskrit, and even Vedas were also taught. Like there was a library here called as Dharma Ganja, right, which was divided into various, what to say, Ratna Sagara and Ratno Dadhi and Ratna Ranjaka, right? These things were there, various sections of this particular library. Then in the ancient times, we tend to see various foreign, what is it, travelers coming to India. So here, who visited this particular university means Wen Sang and I Zing, or sometimes I Qing, Q is also used, I Qing or I Sing, something we call as. So these were Chinese pilgrims who have visited the Nalanda University, right? And this university was this university was invaded and destroyed by Bakhtiyar Khilji in 1193 AD, right? So next big university is Vikramashila University, right? See, Nalanda and Takshashila, most of us have been knowing for a long period, but again, we'll see various new universities, like various other ancient universities which are less popular, but we should be knowing these with respect to group examinations, or with respect to the UPSC examinations. These are very important, right? So Vikramashila University, right, 8th to 12th century, Bhagalpur district, Bihar, right, founded by Dharmapala king belonging to the Pala dynasty, right, to supplement the Nalanda, because Nalanda was already working, and just to supplement, just like another branch or maybe another center where, because Nalanda was moving beyond its capacity, or maybe some quality issues, therefore another university was established. Speciality was the Tantric Buddhism, right? And in same Vikramashila University, you can see there were 6 college buildings, 108 teachers, and 1,000 plus students at that particular time. Famous scholars like Atisha Dipankara, who spread Buddhism in Tibet, belonged to here. He studied here. It was also destroyed by Bakhtiyar Khilji during the same invasion as Nalanda. Means when he destroyed Nalanda, after a few years, like within 2 to 3 year period, Khilji also destroyed this Vikramashila University. Right. The next university is Vallabhi University. Right. It's present in Saurashtra, Gujarat, belonging to 6th to 8th century period. Right. Maitrika dynasty rulers have provided, established this university. Hinayana Buddhism, political science, law, even say law was taught, economics, medicine, and grammar, right? And it was recognized parallel to Nalanda by Chinese travelers, because just we have discussed about this Chinese traveler I Zing or I Qing, right? So he even recognized this university at that particular time. Primary Buddhist monks and scholars, when primarily a Buddhist center, a monastery type, right, gradually declined due to political instability and Islamic invasions in the later period. Next, another important university we see is the Pushpagiri University, right? 3rd century AD till 11th century AD. Odisha, present in Odisha, modern Jajpur, what we say, right? Situated on Langudi Hills. Again, it's related to Buddhism, 2 types, Mahayana and Vajrayana Buddhism. In archaeological findings, we see stupas, monasteries, sculptures, etc. So definitely, it's also comparable to Nalanda and Vikramashila University. Then there is another university called as Odantapuri University. It is present in Bihar Sharif in Bihar, right? Founded by again Pala King Gopala, earliest Mahaviras in the region. and rivaled, like, competitor to Nalanda and Vikramasila University of those times, right? See, these many universities, you can understand how much importance was given to education in the ancient period. Next, coming to Sharad Peeth University, it was located in Kashmir, but this Kashmir, POK part, like Pakistan occupied Kashmir, right? So currently, it's present near the Neelam Valley, which is present in located in Pakistan occupied Kashmir. Then the time period it flourished was between 6th to 12th centuries AD, right? And the university, what was the significance of this Sharad Peeth University? If we see, it was one of the oldest temple universities. Means there was a temple complex as well as university complex present here. So the temple served also as a university. It was dedicated to goddess Sharda as per the Hindu traditions. Then it attracted scholars from all over Indian subcontinent, like, people from current Pakistan or India, or Central Asia, or even Southeast Asia. A lot of people were attracted here, but mostly what we see is Indian subcontinent, right? Associated with Adi Shankaracharya, but it is believed that he visited this particular temple here, and this temple contributed significantly to Sanskrit and Hindu philosophical studies, religious studies. So as we were seeing Buddhist monasteries in earlier universities, this one was related to Hindu philosophical studies, right? It is an important point here is it is revered as yeah, it is revered as one of the three famous temples of Saraswati. Right? Saraswati River is another topic. We have discussed regarding that in another videos as well. But the same Saraswati temples are also there in India. Famous temples, three temples are there. One in Sringeri and another in Kanchi, and the third one in the Kashmir. Right? And the next university that we see is Jakadala Mahavira University. It was present in Bengal, right? Again established by Pala dynasty rulers in 11th to 12th century ADs. And again, specialization is Buddhist studies, Vajrayana Buddhism basically. What are the features? If you see, it's part of the five Mahaviras of Eastern India. Mahaviras like, Nalanda, Vikramasila, Odantapuri, Somapura, these were called as Mahaviras, like Maha or universities kind of thing, right? Educational centers, important educational centers, known for its large library, and it sent monks and manuscripts to Tibet and South Asia as well. So next, what we see is the Mithila University, which was present in Bihar or North Bihar, right? Subjects taught were Nyaya Shastra, Mimamsa, and Tarka, basically related to Hindu religious philosophy, right? Notable scholars, if you see, Ganesh Upadhyaya is a famous person from here, notable person. The other university we see is the Somapura Mahavira University, located in Paharpur, that is Nagaon district in Bangladesh. So this currently lies in Bangladesh, right? Again, Pala dynasty have contributed for this particular kingdom. It's a World Heritage Site in Bangladesh. It's the most important point. You should remember this. And features is like one of the largest Buddhist monasteries in Indian subcontinent. Attracted scholars from various locations. Architectural influences can also be seen, right? Coming to temples from South India, right? Nagarjuna coming to universities from South India, we see the Nagarjuna University, which is also famous as the Nagarjuna Konda, right? So present in Guntur district, Andhra Pradesh, 3rd to 4th century, and Ikshvaku dynasty rulers have contributed for this for this Nagarjuna University, right? Again, it's related to Buddhism. Monasteries were there, stupas, inscriptions, and even lecture halls were present here, like even visited by foreign monks. And this was also responsible for spread of Buddhism in Sri Lanka and Southeast Asia. Right? Again, this is also associated with Acharya Nagarjuna. Associated with Acharya Nagarjuna, the Buddhist monk. Then Amaravati was also an important learning center. We cannot say a university, but definitely there was a monastery and was an important learning center over there, right? The Krishna River basin, right? Between Guntur and Vijayawada. Then Satavahana period, like because Satavahana rulers are mainly attributed for this establishment of this particular learning center, or you can say the monastery. Focus on early Buddhism like Hinayana and Mahayana traditions of Buddhism. Amaravati Stupa is also there, right? So then next we see the Kanchipuram learning center, where in Tamil Nadu, right? It was flourishing under Pallavas and Cholas. Again, it's related to Hindu philosophy, study of Vedanta, study of Shaivism, Buddhism, Jainism, and grammar logic. See, one thing you can notice that a lot of Jain work was present in South India. North India, mostly you see Vedic scriptures as well as Buddhist scriptures or learning centers. But coming to South India, you have Vedic learning centers, Buddhist learning centers, as well as Jain learning centers as well. Right? It's like more of Jain in South. Right? These temples served as educational institutions. Again, Adi Shankaracharya, Bodhidharma, and other people, popular personalities are linked here. Next, Sringeri, again in Karnataka, right? And Tamil Nadu, Madura is also there, where Sangam literature was written. Then coming to Karnataka, what we see is that Sringeri, Karnataka, established in 8th century, again by Adi Shankaracharya, like Advaita Vedanta and Sanskrit and Vedas. Right? These were the famous subjects that were taught here. Advaita is a famous philosophy propounded by Adi Shankaracharya. Right? Again, it is one of the 4 mathas established by Adi Shankaracharya. It's also called as Sringeri Sarada Pitham, right? While discussing the Sarada Pith University earlier, we also discussed regarding the Sringeri. Next is Melkote or Manyakhet. It's also present in Karnataka. Vijayanagara rulers are credited for the establishment of this university, and Ramanujacharya is a famous personality who is identified with this particular center, right? So these were various universities. Now let's try to solve an MCQ, right? Prelims like UPSC or Group 1 or Group 2 type MCQ. Okay, just try to solve this. Pause, just to have a pause the screen and try to solve these, because we have discussed just before in various slides regarding this particular question. Just pause and try to solve it, right? However, I'll be giving the answer. Right. So discussing regarding the answer is like A, Nalanda University is like see, one thing what we can see, second one, if you see Sharda Pith, it's located in Kashmir and associated with Adi Shankaracharya. So this is confirmed, right? B 2 is confirmed. Therefore B, like A, B, C, D we have here, right? So given the given codes, B2 is given only in 2 options, B2. So we can eliminate C and D easily, right? We have come like 50% of the options are eliminated. Such type of questions definitely have to be attempted, even though there is negative marking, right? So when B2 is there, now let's evaluate other options. Mithila, renowned for logic, coming to D, Somapura is like, see, when we discuss Somapura, we never mentioned that it was visited by Buddhist monastery. I'm sorry, it was visited by Zen Zhuang, right? So this is not associated. Therefore, we have D3 and D4. So what we see is that D3 is most probably right. So In that way, if we try to solve the question, D3, no, we can zero in to this particular option A, right? So A4, right? Then B2, right? And then automatically C is linked to 1. Then again, D can be linked to 3. So A4, B2, C1, D3, option A would be the right answer, right? Then next, we'll see a mains type of question. Try to solve this question, right? The question, you can see the question. Try to make an answer, whatever might be, right or wrong, or short, or at least try to write in a 250 words at least, right? So I hope we have discussed this thing in detail. Wishing you all the best. Thank you.